What's up, Interweb? Raikkonen here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a post-season recap video. Now, first things first, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell are you doing? This is my bedding. It is freezing in my flat. I am ill, so I'm just going to wrap up. I have my laundry hanging up right now, and because I have it hanging up, I need to have a window open to keep it ventilated in my flat so I don't get damp and mold and stuff. And because I have my window open, it's freezing, so I'm gonna wrap myself up, and I don't even care I'm making a video like this. Deal with it. Anywho, so I'm gonna be bringing you guys a recap of my PPL season this season for Native Queen's Park Rangers for NPR. So we can talk about what happened, and what was good, and what was bad, and all that stuff. Wind? Stop. Thanks. So, yeah, we're just going to go over a few things first. Now, if you don't know what happened in the playoff match that I was in, don't watch this video yet. Go watch that first. Because I will be spoiling the result of the match in approximately 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds to click off this video if you don't want to know what happened in the playoff match. Not much longer. You go watch it. I'll probably leave an annotation on the screen or link in the description or something. If you want to go watch it, go do that. But I'm going to spoil the result in 3, 2, 1. Last chance. Okay, good. So, we lost! Which means we're getting relegated down to Division 2 next season. So, not the greatest season for us. Definitely wanted better for this season. But I'm not gonna hide behind any excuses or anything like that. The reason we got relegated is because I didn't prep well enough and didn't play well enough throughout the season. Pretty much. That's not. I'm not gonna blame it on hacks or my opponent's getting lucky or anything like that. There's no two ways about it. Didn't prep well enough, didn't play well enough throughout the season, and that's the reason I'm getting relegated. So, having said that, I did just want to point out a few things about my team. Like I said, I didn't prep well throughout the season, but it's very difficult to prep well with the team I have. And you'll see what I mean. And the more I used it throughout the season, the more holes I realized I had to try and fill. The more things that were wrong with it, the more things I just tore apart, and I had to try and fix all these things in transfer windows and all that stuff. And then it got to the very last transfer window, which was just after week 8. And I found all these problems that I had to try and fix, and I just got so overwhelmed with all these things that I had to try and fix about my squad that I just ended up just going, I'll do nothing. And then I didn't fix any problems, which was kind of stupid, but I just got so overwhelmed that I had so many things that I wanted to do and so many potential ones I could get and all that stuff, and I was just like, you know what, let's just do nothing, let's just carry on. Because I got so overwhelmed with all the things I had to fix. So, let's go over some of the points about the team that are terrible. Because my draft is bad. Straight up bad. Like, if someone says, oh no, you got a decent draft. No, I didn't. It's a bad draft. Now, I'm not saying, blaming my losses on my team, because I'm the one who drafted it, so it's my fault. But it's very hard to team build every week with such a subpar team. So let's go over a few things. On the team, I have no reliable fairy killer. Fairies are a big deal in draft format. And I have... Sorry about the sniffing, by the way, because... As I said, I'm ill. I have no reliable fairy killer. I have nothing on my team specifically designed to take down fairies. Nothing with steel or poison stab that can do a huge amount of damage to a fairy. I have to rely on things like Gunk Shot, Infinite, and Flash Cannon, Hydreigon. Hydreigon, of course, not switching into any fairies anytime soon, nor can Infinite, because that thing is pretty frail, so can't really switch into those fairies. So, I have to rely on Gunk Shot Infinite, which missed 2 weeks in a row. That's what happens when you rely on a low accuracy move. I need a tissue. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, we have to rely on things like Gunk Shot and Flash Cannon. And Unstab Flash Cannon on Hydreigon just isn't strong enough, especially because fairies in general are pretty bulky. And Gunk Shot Infinite can miss. And also, again, it's not stab, it's not the strongest move possible. So, fairies are a huge problem for my team. I had no, super easy way to try and take down fairies, which is a big problem, because fairies are pretty friggin' common. Pretty much every squad is going to have a fairy, and as I said, in general, fairies are pretty bulky, so not the easiest things to try and take down, so that was a bit of an issue. The walls on my team, well, one, there aren't any. Well, there weren't any to start with anyway. I tried to fix a few holes in my team. I tried to do, various things with it. Like I realized pretty early on that Mew was gonna have to be defensive every single week because it was pretty much all I had to be defensive, aside from Tentacruel on my original draft. So I pretty much just had to go with Mew all the time. So I figured in the transfer window, if I'm going to be running Mew defensively all the time, why don't I drop Mew and get a mon that's actually better than Mew at being defensive? So I got in Mandibuzz, which is better at Mew and being defensive. It still has the reliable recovery, it still has the hazard removal, but it's just bulkier. It can take much better hits. So that was the reasoning behind getting Mandibuzz into the squad. But aside from Mandibuzz, none of the other mons that are designed to be bulky on my team have any form of reliable recovery. Tentacruel doesn't have it, Rotom doesn't have it for wanting it to be bulky, Steelix doesn't have it, so that's a really big problem. If Mandibuzz is the only thing on my team with reliable recovery that I want to be a wall, that's not good. Other mons do get reliable recovery, like Hydreigon that gets it, he gets Roost, but a lot of the time I'm going to be running Hydreigon offensively and won't need it. Now, that's not a huge issue. If walls don't have reliable recovery, that's not a huge issue if you do have wish passes, which can go into them. Do you want to count how many wish passes I have on my team? That's right, none. Absolutely no wish passes. So if my walls get worn down, I'm tough out of luck. That's it, they're gone. There's nothing I can do about it, so I have to rely on like leftovers and black sludge, which just isn't good enough for walls. Hence the kind of thing that everyone in the PPO has been pointing out. I don't have any switch-ins to anything on my team. That's pretty much it. I have a lack of bulky mons, and any bulky mons I do have, they don't have reliable recovery and can be worn down really, really easily. I have no clerics. I have no heal bella, no aromatherapy user. So it's just like any kind of status that gets thrown around, again, wearing my mons down, I can't get rid of it. So any kind of poison, any kind of burn, I can't get rid of it, and it just wears my Pokemon down again. And like I said, I have no reliable recovery, so that's really, really damaging. Not only that, my mons, 1, aren't bulky, and 2, have terrible synergy. I am weak. Every single mon on my team is hit super effectively by Scald or Ice Beam, aside from Azelf. And Azelf is frail and can't take hits anyway. So I'm very, very weak to a combination of Scald and Ice Beam, which pretty much every water type gets. So, for example, Manaphy was a huge problem for my team against Shardy, and Greninja the following week against Slyro was a very massive problem because they packed Scald and Ice Beam and I don't have a switch in. I have to get my predictions right, and if I get them wrong, which I do a lot of the time because I'm not good at the game, then, you know, I'm screwed. Like, I'm not giving myself a very good chance to try and win this when I have terrible, terrible synergy. Speaking of water types that have Scald and Ice Beam, I in general have a lack of ways to deal with bulky water types. Whimsicott, of course, can't switch into an Ice Beam, even if it can switch into a Scald. It can't switch into an Ice Beam because it's not frail enough, and it's not even powerful enough to even take him down anyway. I'd have to run it with a Life Orb, and if I'm running Life Orb, it starts to get worn down, and again, no reliable recovery, yada yada yada, same old stuff. So it's just not good enough. Like, Whimsicott is not bulky enough to be a Pokemon, and it's not powerful enough to be, you know, like a Wall Breaker or a Sweeper. It's good utility mon, it has some nice utility options, but it's just not powerful enough to be a Wall Breaker or a Sweeper, just straight up. So, like that, like I said, I have no reliable ways to try and deal with the bulky water types. I have a specific Steel type to try and switch into Fairies. It can't switch into Fairies. Steelix cannot switch into Fairies because they can be packing HP Fire, HP Ground, Focus Blast, you name it, they're going to pack a move to try and hit Steelix. Now that can be a very common problem if, say like your Steel type is Scizor, you know that pretty much every Fairy is going to be packing HP Fire to try and hit you, or Flamethrower, or whatever they get. But, again, it has no reliable recovery. If I get one prediction wrong against RTK, when he has a Spec Sylveon going and he goes for an HP Ground on my switch into Steelix, well, Steelix can't switch in anymore. Oh well, that's the end of my switch into Sylveon. So, like I said, I have to get my predictions right, and if I get them wrong, screwed. Absolutely screwed. I'm just weak to status as a whole. As I've said, I have no cleric, no heal beller. I'm weak to setup because I have phasing, but my mons aren't strong enough to try and take a hit after setup. So it's just like, if they set up once, oh well, I'm screwed. There are so many problems with my team. So if anyone says, oh no, you got a decent draft. No, I didn't. Not even a little bit. And I'm not going to blame this on snipes, although I did get sniped like 17 million times in the draft. Literally, one of the ones I wanted was Florges. It would have just helped me with everything on my team. Oh my god, it would have given me a cleric, would have given me a wish pass, it would have given me some more bulk, it has reliable recovery, like it has so many things that I don't have on my team. It's just like, oh my god, it would have fit so well on my team. But anyway, I digress. So, there are lots and lots and lots of problems with my team from this season, which I will fix next season. I have really, really solid plans for next season's draft down in Division 2, and I just hope that I can do most of them and I don't get sniped as much as I did this time, because that is really annoying when that happens, when I have to try and change my plans. So yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of like the matches, that's just about my team. That's just a rant about my team, and I don't like it, basically. In terms of the matches and all that, I feel like towards the start of the season, I feel like I got worse as the season progressed. I felt like at the start of the season, I was playing pretty well. At the start of the season, I had really close matches. You know, I lost my first 3 games, but I feel like those 3 games were pretty close. Maybe not so much in week 3 against the Parasite Jermaine and Shroom Raver. But the first 2 matches I feel were pretty damn close. They definitely could have gone the other way if a couple of other things had gone my way. And then, of course, I won the next 2 matches after that against Kino, FC Everton, and that was my first win. And then I won the next match, but that one was a little bit, you know, with an asterisk next to it, because it wasn't the guy who built the team was battling. It was Trav who, you know, was using Colton's team that Colton had built, and it was just like, I don't know, that win didn't really feel right, you know. It was a 4-0 victory, but it was like, it was a bit of a, I got lucky in it as well. He missed a head smash, which would have taken out Mandabuzz, and Mandabuzz just put so much work on against his team, which I wouldn't have had if he'd have hit a head smash. So, you know, that's the thing. There's a lot of things to do with that. But then, you know, I lost the week after to Jack. I beat Necro, I think, after that, which was okay, but I feel like I could have played better against him. I lost against, who was it after that? I think, was it RTK after that? And I was really, really annoyed about that match. 1, because I got frozen. 2, because of the Scrafty Roselli Berry shenanigans, which I definitely should have seen coming, which I'm very, very annoyed about. And the fact that I let him set up dual screens with his Latios while I was frozen with Steelix. And then it was, I think it was Slyro after that. And that just made me very, very mad. Oh no, I'm missing a match out. Who did I play after that? I think I'm missing a week. I should really look this up. Week 9. Oh, it's Shardy. Shardy, I'm missing out. And that match was okay. I feel like I played okay in that, but I really should have done a lot better with my predictions and trying to wear down Manaphy, because that was just not a match that. It was a match that I definitely should have played better around it. I feel like I should have seen his plays coming a lot. I should have seen, you know, a defensive Manaphy coming, which I didn't even think of. I was so concerned about an offensive one with Tailglow because it just destroyed my team that I didn't even consider a defensive one, which it made so much sense to bring a defensive one because it was literally his only answer to Mamoswine. That was literally all he had, so it made perfect sense to bring it. Yeah, after that it was Slyro. That was probably the most angry I've been about a match ever. Because I hated myself. I had that match. I definitely could have won it if I'd have made a few different plays, if I hadn't let that Scrafty set up against me. Then I definitely could have made some different plays around that. And you'd think I'd learn from my mistakes, and I just haven't this season. Like, I let that Scrafty set up against me, and then the following week, Darmanitan set up a Belly Drum, and then I let it set up a substitute. And luckily it was Citrus Berry, not Salac Berry, because if she was Salac Berry, she would have swept me, and there was nothing I could do about it. And then, you know, in the playoff match, Carmine Mega Sableye absolutely destroyed my life. And I just let him set up again, fishing for a Scald Burn, which I shouldn't have really been going for. It was That wasn't the priority. The priority was to get him off the field, so I should have gone into High Dragon and just gone for an outrage, get him out of there. So it's just... Like I said, I feel like I played better at the start of the season than I did at the end. I feel like I've just been getting worse as the season progresses, which is just not good, really. Just really not good. But I'm going to take some time now. Obviously, I've been very, very busy in, you know, just my life. Yeah, really, really busy. So many things have been going on. Just a lot of stress, a lot of things that I haven't really been wanting to deal with. But I'm hoping with a bit of a break, take some time away from PPL, hopefully get my head on straight, and I can come back next season in Division 2, and hopefully I can, I can do a bit better next season. I'm going to be hoping to push for promotion next season because I want to get right back in Division 1, because I think it's where I think I belong. I belong in Division 1. I don't think I belong in Division 2. I feel like I'm better than that. Not to say that, you know, Division 2 has bad battlers, but I feel like, in terms of the PPL, I feel like I can hold my own Division 1, given a little bit better prep, a little bit better playing, and a better team. I feel like I can hold my own, definitely in Division 1, so I'm going to be pushing for that and to see if I can get back there for next season. But this has just been a post-season recap video, mainly just a rant about my team, because obviously I'd want to say these things throughout the season, but I can't do that because I didn't want my opponents to take advantage of all these flaws in my team. Obviously, they're probably going to see them themselves, but I didn't want to just document it so people could just come watch these videos, but, oh, what's wrong with his team? And then, you know, just go off that, so I had to wait till the end of the season to do this. But anywho, I'm rambling at this point. This has been a post-season recap video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this entire season. We actually ended up, you know, at the end result, obviously we finished in 10th, but that's why we ended up in the playoff match. But we finished with a better record than last season. It was the same win-loss record. It was 4 wins, 7 losses. The last season we ended with a -8 differential, and this season we ended with a -5 differential. Last season we finished 8th, and this season we finished 10th. It just goes to show the level of competition in PPL is just ridiculous. We have so many teams that finished, you know, had like a 5 and 6 and a 6 and 5 win-loss record is crazy. There's so many teams. Anyone can beat anyone on any day, and that's what I love about the PPL. It's unpredictable, and that's what's amazing. It looked at one point like Shroom was going to have, you know, just an undefeated season, and it came down to the last game of the season as to who actually won the title. Like, it was so close. And I guess I should mention that, yeah, Shroom won the title. Congrats. Definitely well deserved in my opinion. Fantastic season for RTK. And then you have some people with a really good season as well, like Alex and Sly's up there, and Jack, and so many people. Jack has improved a lot this season, I think. Don Fanatic and Sly as well. People bashing his draft at the start of the season, and he's proved him wrong and just said, hey, I got a good draft, deal with it. I know how to use these mons, so I'm going to use them right. Jack did very well this season, in my opinion. I think he's really shown what he's capable of. So shout out to him. Shardy, I think, had a really good season as well. He may not say so. I don't think he thinks so because he doesn't. He wants to just push for first, and anything lower than first isn't good enough in his eyes. But I still feel like he had a pretty good season. He got sniped just as much as I did in the draft, and he still managed to have a pretty decent season out of it. So I feel like that's a success in my eyes anyway for him. But yeah, it's been an awesome season. As much as it's been not what I wanted, I felt like it was going to be the season that I kind of came out and proved myself and showed, you know, what I can do in this format, and it wasn't. And again, I'm not going to blame it on getting sniped, but it kind of kickstarted things, I think. It's raining and I don't like it. Anywho, I'm going to go now because I'm really rambling and I'm starting to get a headache and I'm still really ill. So, for about the 7th time, this has been a postseason recap video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you guys real soon. I'm going to hopefully do some other kind of videos, because obviously the vast majority of my uploads have just been PPL stuff. So I'm going to hopefully get some other videos up, and I will be seeing you guys sometime soon for some other videos, and stay tuned for the next season of PPL. We should be coming back hopefully sometime in January, maybe February, we'll have to see, because there's a lot of stuff to be done in between seasons. And obviously, as I'm an administrator in the PPL, I have a lot of responsibilities and things and stuff. So this has been it, and I shall see you guys real soon in another video. Toodaloo.